Lopez moments away from having it happen. And there it is. He has done it. Just to enjoy and reflect on what a week it's been. But here comes Shakur Stevenson.
Imagine two elite championship warriors, both operating at the absolute zenith of their athletic powers, finally colliding in an explosive dream matchup that the world has been waiting for. This isn't just a fight. It's a high-stakes chess match played at 100 miles per hour, producing a relentless, championship-level intensity. It serves as a powerful, undeniable demonstration of why boxing, when executed at this level of perfection, remains the most captivating, raw, and beautiful athletic spectacle on the face of the earth.
WBO lineal junior welterweight champion of the world, the Tank!
We just beat the #1 ranked guy, #1 champion, lineal world champion, Josh Taylor, former undisputed world champion.
Let's talk about the takeover. Teofimo Lopez recently put on an absolute masterclass against the formidable Josh Taylor, delivering a performance that can only be described as a comprehensive and dominant triumph. By outclassing Taylor, Lopez didn't just win a fight. He snatched the WBO Super Lightweight Championship and added another prestigious world title belt to a trophy case that is rapidly becoming one of the most impressive in the sport today.
As he goes through the round, he knows that he's probably well ahead in the fight.
Not to be outdone, Shakur Stevenson continues to prove why he is the boogeyman of the division. He secured a massive, dominant victory over the dangerous William Zepeda, claiming yet another world championship and sending a shockwave through the boxing world. This win dramatically reinforced his standing as a supremely skilled, methodically precise, and technically exceptional title holder. In the eyes of international experts, Shakur isn't just winning. He is redefining what it means to be a defensive genius.
The fighting pride of Newark, New Jersey, and still the undefeated WBC lightweight champion of the world.
The momentum didn't stop there for Teofimo Lopez. He squared off directly with the undefeated and hungry Arnold Barboza Jr., claiming a decisive victory that silenced the doubters. In doing so, he effectively defended his WBO super lightweight crown and demonstrated conclusively to the world that he rightfully belongs at the absolute pinnacle of the 140-pound division. He proved that his power travels and his chin is made of granite.
Start the year off right. What the fuck going on? We about to take this shit over. The whole family. You know that.
At the exact same time, Shakur Stevenson has been operating on his own unique championship frequency. He maintained a level of absolute perfection and total control during his commanding win over William Zepeda, continuously elevating his credentials. Watching Shakur is like watching a grandmaster at work. He never looks stressed, he never looks hit, and he continues to build a legacy as one of the most dominant world champions of this generation.
So you can point your fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, will I make you good? Yeah, get ready. We need to be pushed today. Bring the smoke, buddy.
That dude ain't going to bring Yep, that's fine. Yep, that's that fine. July 12th, demolishment. We're going to demolish it. Guys way too slow, Shakur's too sharp, too fast, too strong.
Meanwhile,
the behind-the-scenes preparation for this potential clash is where things get truly legendary. As Teofimo readied his mind and body, Shakur Stevenson was immersed in the most rigorous training camp of his life. Even more incredible is the fact that the great Terrence "Bud" Crawford was personally supervising his preparation. Crawford managed every single component, perfecting every micro-technique and guaranteeing that Shakur reached optimal readiness. This is a powerful demonstration of brotherhood, commitment, and championship-caliber preparation that you simply don't see every day.
Way more motivated this time, you know what I'm saying? He's got a lot to prove. You know, he's got to defend his Ring Magazine title. You know, he's the best in the division right now, holding the Ring Magazine by beating Josh Taylor. So, you know, we got to go in there and, you know, keep that belt, keep that Ring Magazine. Every time you throw a right hand, you got to pull back, go under. It's about motion.
Under the expert leadership of his longtime coach Ronald Sims, Shakur Stevenson continues to evolve into a complete fighting machine. Sims' professional instruction isn't just about hitting pads. It emphasizes perfecting the smallest technical details, enhancing complex strategies, and elevating physical conditioning to a superhuman level. This ensures that when the championship moments arrive and the lights are the brightest, Stevenson is ready to achieve maximum performance without breaking a sweat.
I think Teo the truth, bro. I think that me and him came up together. He been the truth. He been winning tournaments after tournaments with me, alongside of me. So I know what I'm dealing with, bro. I know what type of fighter this is. I know I gotta up my level that night because of who I'm in front of.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, how do you see it, right? Because I hear people saying different things, right? Like media pundits and fans. I brought this up to your grandfather on live the other day. Some people say Teo's more athletic than you. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. It's hard to say who's more athletic. How you gonna say, okay, let's say they say he's more athletic than me. If he's more athletic than me, if we go outside and do any sport, any other sport besides boxing, can he beat me in it?
What you mean, like basketball or race or running a race?
Any sport, bro. He's more athletic than me, because like how you gonna be more athletic than me? You can't do nothing better than me at any sport.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I don't know. I wonder. I don't know. I mean, he's an athletic guy. I don't know.
I'm from the trenches, bro. I come from the hood, bro. He comes from where, bro?
He say Brooklyn, but I don't. He be saying he's from Brooklyn though. I don't know where he's from.
From Florida.
Florida?
He's probably born in Brooklyn.
Yeah. He's
from Florida. But I'm just saying, like, where I come from is like the hood. I go outside and play basketball every day. I go outside and play football every day.
Yeah.
Of my life.
Yeah.
So for him to be like more athletic, okay, cool. That's what y'all call it, bro.
Man.
I don't know. We'll see you on fight night.
How do you envision it? I mean, I'm sure you played it out in your mind a bunch of times already.
Me just making a great fighter look average. That's how I see it.
Are you gonna fight like the Zepeda way? Because that was the first time we seen you fight like that.
I can't tell you how I'm gonna fight. I fight different styles for different people.
Yeah.
So I may fight this way for this guy. I may fight the other way for another guy. But my main objective is to get the job done.
Meanwhile, in his own camp, Teofimo Lopez is a man possessed. He grinds relentlessly in his training facility, constantly challenging his own limits. Teo is concentrating heavily on a blend of explosive strength, refined technique, and strategic execution. He is training with a level of precision and discipline that suggests he knows exactly what kind of mountain he has to climb. He is positioning himself for the obstacles ahead with the heart of a lion.
Pick them apart. And I gotta tell everybody this, that Whichcomb is real athletic too. Teofimo. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. You know what I mean? People think, a lot of people say it's gonna be easy and all. Nah. Teofimo can punch and he can box. And like I said, he's real athletic. So, you know what I mean? That'll make it a little difficult right there, you know what I mean?
I see a lot of people going back and forth with it. Some people think Teo got the advantage because of the weight and that he's athletic and explosive. Some people say Shakur is the better boxer.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
How you see that fight ending?
Well, they saying, you know, they got the weight and all that. I see Shakur box big guys, light heavyweights and all that stuff. Just like Boots, you know, he box heavyweights and put the heavyweights down. You know what I mean? I think that's the right move for him. You know what I mean? Get up, and I think he can really do good at that weight.
This isn't a stoppage.
I'm looking at a decision, not a stoppage. But then it all according how Teal come in. If Teal come at him, you know what I mean, he's gonna run into some shots. It might be over. You know what I mean?
Now, you always tell me it's the shot that you don't see coming.
That's it.
That power is speed.
Right.
So, could it be a situation where people underestimate Shakur's punching power?
Yeah. I think Shakur can punch. You know what I mean? I think he can punch. It's just like I said, speed is power. You know, them guys, you know, muscle-bound guys come in and they tell me, oh, he can punch and all that. Like I just got finished saying, like you just got finished saying, matter of fact, the punch that you don't see knocks him out. And they always say, man, I didn't see that punch coming. That's the one you worry about. I mean, then you got to look at this. Shakur, he got speed. He got speed.
The boxing universe has been demanding this showdown, and for good reason. Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez embody the best of the best. Shakur fully understands the terrifying combination of skill, raw power, and psychological threat that Lopez brings into the ring. He recognizes the elite level of the man he is confronting, yet he welcomes the challenge with open arms. He understands the enormous stakes and the ferocity that this collision requires from both men. Stevenson is working tirelessly, sharpening his speed, defense, footwork, and power to guarantee he is ready to overcome one of boxing's most formidable adversaries. And if Teofimo needed any more proof of the danger, the elite Boots Ennis has issued a crystal-clear warning, declaring exactly how lethal Shakur Stevenson truly is.
Announced the fight. I don't understand the press conference. Shakur Stevenson looked confused about the press conference. Teofimo Lopez is known for saying outlandish things, but I've noticed over the last couple years, he's making less and less sense when he speaks. Like, the types of things that he's saying at the press conference are just unnecessary. The things that he's saying and the way he's saying it, I don't know if it's nervous energy. I don't know if he's just trying to get a rise out of these cameras and people online so they can talk about him. I really don't know what it is, but I don't understand why guys do things like that. What does that have to do with the fight? What does that have to do with boxing? The only thing you might accomplish out of that is making Shakur Stevenson mad, and he try to make you pay for that come fight night on January 31st. I don't get that kind of stuff. See, we'll look at stuff like that and we'll laugh at it in the sport of boxing, and we won't say that that's affecting boxing or hurting boxing. We'll just say that's just the way fighters are. But we'll get mad at a Jake Paul and we'll say that he's ruining boxing because you don't like Jake Paul or the things that he says or the fact that he's making money in a space that he didn't grow up in. To me, these are the kind of things. Press conferences like that, when you got Teofimo Lopez saying some of the things that he said, that's the kind of stuff that give boxing and fighters a black eye. That's why when we walk in a room and people know that you fought for a living or you currently fight for a living, they expect a certain type of thing. They look at you a certain type of way, and you almost gotta prove that you're not that to be able to get some respect when you're speaking to people, because they don't expect us to be people who are sensible, people that can articulate their words, people that can be sensible about how they go about their everyday life. So I personally, listen, everybody goes about this fight thing, this competition thing different. I'm not saying nobody has to be like me, gotta be like you or anybody else. Be yourself, but that kind of stuff, to me, I don't really see a place for it in the sport of boxing. It don't make sense. It got everybody scratching their head, and your opponent who came there to talk to you about this fight, he wants to hear what you got to say about what you gonna do to him and vice versa. But you got an opponent in Shakur Stevenson who's confused now. He literally was looking around like the look that Shakur Stevenson had on his face was, I did not come here for this. And I think he even said, I really don't know what to say about it. That don't make for a good press conference to me.
Yeah, I know. But see, this is what I try to tell you about. I know y'all don't hear me a lot of time when I say it. There's old school and there's new school. Old school has something that been said. They would not have allowed us to be able to come face to face. Because you don't say it to me, and think I ain't finna try to tear your head off as soon as I get close to you.
Wait, so you're not gonna wait till fight night. You're gonna
Do you
get it in that day.
Because some things are too. Because sometimes you go a little bit beyond respect. That's disrespectful. If you disrespect me on any level, we fighting then. Now I'm gonna try to hold it together but if you disrespect me, which is what he just did, I'm not gonna ask him about what he's talking about. When I get close enough, I'm finna show him what I ain't talking about. You understand where I'm coming from? So there's a difference. That's why I say you gotta know the difference from the old school and the new school. Had he said that in my day, it could not. I would told him, listen, whatever y'all do, don't let me get close to him.
According to Ennis, Stevenson's velocity is far beyond what people consider typical quickness. It is a lethal advantage. This speed enables him to dictate the entire tempo of a contest, avoid attacks with surgical accuracy, and deliver counters that are timed to the millisecond. Ennis stresses that Lopez must never, under any circumstances, dismiss Stevenson's intelligence or his remarkable ring awareness. Every single movement and punch Stevenson executes is deliberate, intentional, and part of a larger trap. Confronting him requires total respect and a level of adaptability that few fighters possess, because even the slightest error against Shakur can lead to a devastating loss. This warning highlights the mountain Lopez has to climb, showcasing Stevenson's unique ability to neutralize and capitalize on the smallest vulnerabilities.
Guys take the risk, and let's be okay with fighters having losses. How about that? Guys can have losses and still be at the top of the game. Why not? So this is a really important fight, I think, for the health of the sport. You have gone on record several times saying it's not going to be the best fight or, burning, raging fight, whatever. I think it's going to be an awesome fight because of the level. And it's one of those fights you're just like on the edge of your seat because it's so tight. Are they going to throw a million punches? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I think the level is going to be so high, it's going to overshadow that they're not that busy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think it's going to be. I mean, you don't have to. You follow the sport, it's not going to be like some type of shootout. But it's very important. I did say that numerous times. This is a very important fight. Shakur wins. I think he belongs in the top.
Legendary Roy Jones Jr. has also weighed in, offering a compelling perspective on the deep cultural difference between old-school warriors and contemporary fighters. For a legend like Jones, boxing was never just about the paycheck, the fame, or the wins. It was a profound test of manhood, discipline, and personal honor. In his era, fighters conducted themselves with absolute dignity and showed deep respect to their opponents and the sport. Jones reveals that the old school merged strategy and skill with a sense of responsibility. In contrast, he notes that modern boxing often prioritizes social media hype and showmanship over these fundamental values. Jones emphasizes that despite how much the sport evolves, principles like accountability and integrity remain the true marks of a champion's legacy.
Shakur Stevenson's going to get slower moving up in weight or not, where Teofimo can hit him. Maybe he was really fast at 130, 26-30, maybe 35, but 40, you put on a little bit more weight. Shakur Stevenson has a very strong style where he can sit back and pot shot you and box and stuff like that, where Teofimo can also box and is very athletic and can get from side to side and can make things difficult for you as well. So what style is going to impose on the other is what we want to see.
So which style will impose? Is it something where like the first rounds really will dictate, or?
I think you're going to need a couple of rounds, but the first round is going to be very interesting. Maybe you see some tails, but I think maybe 2 or 3 you're going to start seeing one leave the other. Because I don't think that, well, maybe, I mean, Shakur might show some different, if he has to go after Teofimo, he might show some different type of heart that we haven't seen or different type of fighting we haven't seen. And vice versa, whereas Teofimo's hitting him with different shots off the angle, that's kind of giving, Shakur Stevenson trouble. We'll see about that.
Adding to the conversation, Chris Algieri highlights the vital importance of elite versus elite matchups. He argues that boxing is about so much more than protecting an undefeated record or chasing easy wins for the sake of a resume. It's about testing your limits and proving your worth under the most intense pressure imaginable. Facing top-level opponents forces a boxer to grow in every aspect, from mental toughness to physical conditioning. Avoiding challenges might keep a record spotless in the short term, but it does nothing to earn lasting respect or a true legacy. True champions are defined by their courage and their readiness to confront the best, win or lose. Finally, the great Shane Mosley reminds us that when the bell rings, the outcome depends entirely on the styles each fighter brings on that specific night. According to Mosley, factors like patience, adaptability, and ring IQ carry far more weight than pre-fight hype or Instagram followers. A fighter's ability to read their opponent and modify their tactics mid-fight is what determines the winner. Boxing isn't about who shouts the loudest. It's a technical, strategic battle where split-second decisions change lives. Mosley's message is clear. Greatness is validated by what you do inside those four ropes, not by the expectations people have outside of them. That is all we have for you in today's deep dive. The road to Stevenson versus Lopez is heating up, and we are here for every second of it. Make sure you stay tuned, subscribe for more exclusive boxing content, and keep your eyes on the ring. See you in the next video.